Hello again, Real Women of Philadelphia. This is Brianna Forrest, and I'm here to make an entree on the very last night of entree week. Now, the reason I'm waiting till the very last night is because I have been very sick this week with a sinus infection, and I still have it, but I wanted to power through and get you this recipe because I think it is fantastic. So this recipe that we're making today is called baked Philafels with a Philly cucumber sauce. And when I told my husband the name of my recipe, he also decided to tell me that that was a pretty Philawful pun. So anyway, I thought the name was pretty creative and catchy, so I hope you think so too. Now to get started tonight, we're going to make the Philly cucumber sauce first. And what you need is a half a cup of plain yogurt, a quarter cup of Philadelphia cream cheese, of course, half of a seedless cucumber diced into really small pieces, and a clove of garlic and a little bit of dill. So we're just going to combine them all together in one bowl. And the reason we're doing this first is because when you allow the flavors to blend together in the refrigerator while we're making the rest of our dish, it becomes a really, really good sauce. So here goes the garlic and a little bit of dill for us as well. And like I said, you're just going to combine that all together. Mix it until it's nice and smooth. There's a lot of cucumber in there, but don't worry, it blends in really nicely. And that is going to sit in the fridge, like I said, while we're making the rest of our recipe. Just to allow the flavors to get together. All right, so I'm going to just tuck that in the fridge, and we're going to make the rest of the recipe, which is the falafel part. All right, so the next part of our recipe is to combine our mashed chickpeas with the Philadelphia cream cheese and all the other ingredients. So make sure that you mash your chickpeas really well. You're using a full can. Make sure you're rinsing them and then mashing them. You can also use a food processor if that makes things a little bit easier for you. So then the next step is to put in the Philadelphia cream cheese with the chickpeas and mash it around again. Then this will make more of a paste so that everything kind of sticks together nicely. So after the cream cheese is mixed in, you'll put your small diced onion, a third of a cup of fresh cilantro, 4 cloves of garlic. And then, of course, you want to mash that around again, making sure everything is blending into each other. Now, the mixture is still pretty thick, so now's a good time also to add your egg. You're using 1 large egg. Mash it around in there too, get things to stick. So now that we've got that all mixed together, we're going to add in our spices. So you want to have 2 teaspoons of cumin, and then half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And once you mix that all around, get the spices in there, you want to squeeze in the juice of half of a fresh lemon, and this estimated about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So if you don't have a fresh lemon on hand, then you can always use lemon juice from a bottle. So we've got all our lemon juice in there. And then to finish it off, a tablespoon of hot sauce. Your favorite kind. So you're going to put in 2/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs, just the plain variety. And a teaspoon of baking powder. And when that's all combined, you are going to form your mixture into 8 balls and then flatten them into patties. And when you flatten them into the patties, what you're going to do is you're going to place them on an oiled baking sheet, because these are going to bake in the oven, a little bit healthier for us than frying them in a whole ton of oil. We're just using a little bit of oil on the baking sheet. And we're going to bake them in the oven 425 for 25 minutes, and you'll want to flip them halfway through so that they're browning nicely on both sides. So the mixture's combined. I'm just going to form it into the patties, and I'll show you what those look like as well. So I formed my falafels into 8 patties, all about the same size, so that they bake evenly in the oven. And I think that this recipe is a great one that you'll want to try because it's a great vegetarian alternative. It's really quite affordable to make. It doesn't take too long, and it's absolutely delicious. And of course, eating vegetarian definitely helps our environment, and it helps our pocketbook, because I read an article that if you eat vegetarian just 1 time per week, you can save between $700 and $1,000 per year on your groceries. So as somebody who still enjoys eating meat, I think that this is a wonderful meal that you'll love to try and add into your weekly routine. So I'm going to pop these in the oven, and at 12 minutes I'm going to flip them over so that they brown evenly on both sides. Well, my falafels are all ready. I've already assembled my pita pockets with my lettuce and tomatoes inside, and now all I have to do to finish it off is to put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of our cucumber Philly sauce on each pita, and then give a good amount of sauce. I always love sauce. And then you're going to top it, all of our stuffings, with 2 of the falafel patties. And see how they came out perfectly golden brown? They look absolutely delicious and smell delicious too. Our baked Philafels, thank you Philadelphia for lending me that one, with our Philly cucumber sauce. I hope you had a great time coming back to my kitchen, and I apologize for being sick this week, but of course, there's nothing you could do about that. I'm just happy that I was able to get this recipe together for you all in time before our deadline for entree week. So, I will see you again next week for desserts, and everyone in the contest, happy cooking to you. Bye for now.